Well, hello everyone out in Twitch and YouTube world. Welcome back to yet another episode of Flying with Mike. And yes, it's Friday, Fish Fry Friday to be exact. If you were with us earlier on the stream, you knew we flew on St. Paddy's Day, which is today. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. We flew a nice flight from Prestwick, Glasgow, Scotland, down to Ireland in the Dublin area. So got our green beer. Doesn't even sound drinkable. But anyway, and now we're in getting ready to depart where we left off last week for the fish fry in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Let's kind of give you a little bit of a panoramic view. Hot Springs is kind of on the cusp of the Ozark mountain range here in the United States, in Missouri, Arkansas, very far eastern Oklahoma area. And it's actually a neat little town known for its, get ready for this, you'd never guess, hot springs. So, boy, were the founders pretty hard-pressed to find a name for the place, weren't they? But, I mean, it's pretty scenery here. We've flown the Herc down here a couple times on stream. And, well, we're flying out of here for this week's fish fry. We kind of went a little bit north and east. Now, fish fries in the United States, just an observation by me. I may be way out there in right field. But, you know, it's always possible that I'm wrong. Not often, but just kidding. Always am I wrong. Just ask my wife. Anyway, it seems to be a Midwestern tradition. A lot of interesting foods and traditions happen in the Midwest. Not to say the East, the right coast and the leftist coast of California have their own traditions. I don't think the left coast does, because that could be, well, that's another story for another day, since they're so all inclusive. Could exclude someone. But anyway, the fish fry is part of Lent. As we all know, Lent is for those of Catholic faith. I am not of Catholic faith, so I'm a little hesitant to get into it too much about dietary with the Catholic. But the fish fry is a Catholic Lent thing. So during the season of Lent, from Ash Wednesday a couple weeks ago all the way up to Easter, actually to Good Friday, fish fries occur all over the Midwest, and the Catholics partake in their fish, so they don't eat meat. Correct me if I'm wrong, isn't fish a meat? Anyway, just me talking out loud. But anyway, so we're going to push eastward and northward to Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Now, I was thinking about trying to head over towards Kentucky Lake, Barkley Lake, which is a more popular lake a more known lake in the United States. But I thought, it just wasn't anywhere that stood out for where I wanted to go there. Then I remembered a place up a little further north in Kentucky, Elizabethtown. Actually on, I think it's the Purchase Parkway. But anyway, I could be wrong there. It's been a long time. But I used to end up there a lot with trucking, just as it was a nice stopping place. Great restaurant there in the truck stop. Loved it. Don't know if it's still there. But what also is unique to Elizabethtown is this little place you might have heard of somewhere down the road. Holds a little bit of gold. Fort Knox. It's right in the vicinity, folks. But anyway, nothing to do with fishies, but I do know they hold a lot of good fish there and a lot of good fish fries in that region. So that's why we chose to go there. Plus the beastie that you see on the ramp. Some of the runways that I saw around Lake Barkley and Lake Kentucky Lake, other than going into Paducah itself, were really risky. So not to say they probably don't go in there, but for me and my newness still with this plane and its quirkiness, I need a little bit of runway. So anyway, enough blathering about. Let's hop up into the cockpit, or as many like to say, the office, and let's get started. And you are going to find, as with the Dublin flight, we're pretty well ready to go, minus a few checklist items. So that gives us just a couple minutes more of time here as I take a quick gander into the world of VATSIM. All right, we may end up, let's see, could end up with some ATC on this run, folks. We'll see how that pans out. But anyway, we're looking good right now. So if I'm not online already, which I am not certain I am. Nope. All right, now we are, as you can tell by the message on the screen. All right, we are on VATSIM. We were not for the Dublin flight, and I know some are probably upset with me, and I apologize. Really pulled that flight together so quickly, folks. ATC was the last thing on my mind for it. So I do apologize, but we still had a great time. It was like an hour and a half, folks, total time. So it'll be coming to YouTube here shortly, so check it out when it gets there. I'd give it till probably 8 o'clock or so tonight. But if you're curious and you want to catch some of the other stuff that, hey, you missed, there you go's a link to it. All right, so let's clear up the screen here, and let's take a look at what's left to do here besides start it. Okay, so as you can see down here, hydraulic auxiliary pump on. Oh, I can't stop yawning this afternoon. APU is on. Everything looks good, fueled, and ready to go, folks. So let's do one thing here. Again, the thing I've remiss in saying, this, folks, is straight out of the box XP12. That's right. This plane comes with XP12. So, and I mean, they have done remarkable work on it. As we get in the cabin here, I mean, look at what all they've. I mean, folks, other than the, proverbial Carenado eye candy where these things work and some of these, folks, this is default, as we called it. Folks, this you don't find in many simulators. Now, I can't speak, as I always say, for Flight Sim or Microsoft's Flight Sim. But, folks, this is straight out of the box. No mods, no nothing to it. So, and to include specialized FMCs. We are all waiting with bated breath for the debut of the A330's McDo coming. Pictures have been unbelievable. So, but anyway, let's go ahead. All our packs are on. And let's commit to getting started here. All right, so the APU, like I said, is running. Generator's on, bleed's on. I'll go ahead and get over here and see where the okay, and we'll get them seated. Okay. Weather in the Hot Springs area. You know something, that may be something I forgot to do. I was kind of rushed on this. I'm gonna go check it out. I was. Ooh. Okay. All right, so there we go, folks. So we've got Hot Springs and we've got Elizabethtown's weather now loaded, so it'll show when they come up. But since we're probably not going to see them for a little bit, here's what's going on at Hot Springs. Currently a very windy Midwestern area. I mean, from St. Louis, I don't even know how far north it goes. Very windy out here, folks. 320 at 11, gusts to 16. Variable, as you see there, 10 miles of visibility. It's starting to chill again, 9 degrees, 30, 11 on the altimeter. Oh, by the way, folks, that's Celsius on the temperature. I love that to settle it. Oh, God, it's 9 degrees out here. No, it's not that bad, folks. All right, so we've got that going. Let's pop outside one more time. Hey, that was definitely not the light I was looking for. Okay. All right, well, we're ready to start. Starting it, folks, is kind of like an Airbus, real simple. It's only one switch after you get it all power, get everything in the right, with your power switches. Where Boeing, you got to do a couple things. Here, that's it. You can see the turbine spinning up here. Rather big turbine. We'll talk about that all in due time. Oh, yeah. Well, I am forgetting there is one more step. Hang on. Got to move them out of cutoff. All right, there we got a light off. Yeah, it always helps to get the engines, give them a little bit of fuel. All right, so it is as complicated as the Boeing. You got to do a couple things. We'll just let it come up and stabilize. All right, looks like let's see here. Looks like we're stable. Let's go ahead and get the right one going. Then we'll turn around and get the gens all turned off. All right, we are started up. Okay, generators. Okay, all that's left now is the APU. Okay, and we've got all our bleed systems on. We are really just about ready to taxi. Okay. The big thing I need to do still, set our trim. Okay, it's not going to give me the green. Well, it's probably because I need to do this. All right, so let's do our per finish. All right, we loaded 42. Okay, everything looks good there. Slope looks good. And there's our speeds. All right, now. Okay. All right, we are ready to taxi. We'll deal with that. Let's go ahead and get flaps. Brakes off, and away we're gonna head for the runway. All right, folks, I hope you enjoy a little short jaunt here. It's about an hour at the most up to there once we're airborne. And with this little speed demon, should go a little quicker. So off we go. State trim now green. Okay, hang on. And Hot Springs traffic citation. November 750 X-ray pop. Taxiing taxiway Alpha to runway 5. Okay, let's left on look. And right. Crossing. Now that would be the preferred wind direction takeoff. One, there's a hill that way. Residential. I'd like to just go this way. Now granted, not to say runway 5 is not going to go residential. A lot longer runway, so I could turn out quicker possibly. Okay, so basically what I've done is I've got my nav radio set up so we can go, take off, and then start heading direct towards Little Rock. And getting that in position right now. Yeah, it does. If I had a complaint, but this could be real world, folks, where you've got to, you know, the aircraft doesn't track true. I doubt it, but it's possible. And what I'll do is hold up here at the runway, do a quick look at everything. and make sure the heading is set right, so forth. Okay. Now, a couple things to show you here to get, it's hard to get used to. Be the first one to say it. All right, runway heading here is 53. Okay, now, do I have my initial? Yes, I do. Okay, it is 13.9. Looking at my chart to make sure. Uh, 075. Okay, you notice it's kind of a pain in the rump. Because you got to come down here. Now, the nice thing is all you got to do is push down to make them active. Same with the other side. Not to get them centered. So like if you're going and you want to quickly center up, like you just made a turn and you want to make sure in case you lose the FMC, navigation, LNAV, any of that, boom, I can hit the heading, I'm there, and then go. All right, so we got our headings in. Let's taxi onto the runway. Hot Springs traffic, November 750 X-ray pop, departing runway 5. Okay, let's get the runway lights on. Okay, and ready to go. Brakes off. All right, and we are. I just screwed up. Dang it. Heading. I got to come down here and reset my altitude because I screwed up. Right, and heading. Let's go ahead and fly the plane first. All right, hang on. Going through this again. All right, and you know what? See if I can't get us on course here. At the same time trying to fly the aircraft. Okay, I'm sorry, I get a little quiet here, folks. This airplane is still, to me, squirrely. And it's just because I am no citation pilot. By any stretch of the imagination, so I tend to make a lot of mistakes, and you've all probably going, you did that wrong, you did that wrong, you did that wrong, and you're doing that wrong. which I get. Believe me, I get. So it looks like I don't want to be in climb because that seems to be like an auto thrust. That's what I'm kind of learning here. Because once I go into climb, that plane is just all over the sky. And we're about to come over Little Rock already, folks. Wow. Carry takeoff again. But hope y'all enjoyed. Hope y'all enjoy the Citation flight. I know I'm going to a place you're all going, where's Elizabethtown? Well, if you look on a map, folks, south of Louisville on I-65, is it really the Purchase Parkway? And it might be where the two come together. But anyway, south and slightly west of Louisville, you'll see it, folks. And like I said, been there a number of times. And thought, what the heck, we'll go there for the fish fry this week. And the big thing is you can tell we're right on the edge of that big storm system that moved through our area here in St. Louis overnight, but more intensely, it looks like down south. So, but we are on our way up to flight level 450. All right. Now it's time to start nosing, getting the nose down a little. And as you can see, it's a very similar throttle quadrant to the Airbus with the different notches. And that's what I was doing up here. I was putting it in climb and it would just rocket down. So but anyway, folks, we're on our way, and like I said, let's bring up the overlay here for where we are. Showing 32 minutes. We're going to do all of this work to get up to 45,000 and then have to come right back down. So, welcome to flying, folks. Now, this aircraft, why do I call it a speed demon? One, operates up in the 40s, in the 40,000 range. So 45, I think we've been at 46 with it. Did I not get that set all the way? No, I did not. All right. Let's see if it'll let me. Okay, let's see what happens. 35.5 is what it was at. Continuing its climb. Good deal. I do not know if the VNAV portion works on this aircraft, so I'll warn you ahead of time. I also know as of my last attempt, none of the radar functions work. Now, you note here, let me just kind of run that way off. Okay, so let's put it back close. That's close enough. Okay, so I like to make it to where in case I lose my FMC, boom, I've got the click it to FM to a heading and continue on. So that's a neat feature. You can do that also with the course, and that's on both sides. Now, one thing I can't remember, it's been a week since I've flown it, folks, and right there's the other reason this aircraft had a following. It was capable of 0.86 at 45,000. And because of those big engines on the back, folks, the aircraft had the ability to go supersonic. Not rated for it. But some pilots got into some trouble and did it anyway, and, well, their flight offices were nonetheless pleased with them. The other thing I don't like is it doesn't tell me top of descent. Or does it? Oh, it does. Ha! Okay, made a liar out of me. So, but anyway, folks, that is some of the things. Now, the other downside to this plane, told you all the upsides, started at $30 million. Yeah, not a lot of us can be able to afford this plane. But those that can, and there are quite a few people in the country that can, folks. And don't let the folks in Congress fool you. They can too. Yeah. But I think that was 30 million for the shell. Then another however millions to outfit the inside to how they wanted it. I'd like the mahogany, cherry wood, and plush sofa, please. So, but yes, very nice airplane. I have thought I've read this plane may no longer be made. Don't know the truth to that, folks. I just read it in passing. But yeah. All right, we're almost to leveling off. and we're at 42 here. Let's pull it up. 42.5 and 230, but we'll start speeding up once we level. So, folks, like I said, a little speed demon here, but we'll be in Elizabethtown before you know it. Hopefully with the wings still on the plane. It's always a good thing to arrive that way. All right, we should be getting the audible here saying we're reaching our altitude. All right, we are almost to cruise, folks.
Memphis traffic, FedEx 568 type A330 taxiing to runway 28. Runway 27, Memphis traffic.
All right, we have leveled off. All right, let's kind of look northward now to our arrival. I'm going to bring charts up here because it's the simplest way to show what we got planned, and we'll also get the FMC started. All right, so you see charts up there in the FMC, so you can see we're coming up to Trove, and we're about to make the turn towards there. So what I want to do is, let's see what kind of approaches we have first. ILS for runway 5. Runway 5 is what we're slated. So I think that would probably, that or the RNAV. What we can do, let's see the RNAV here. And it's just a straight in as well to Rizzo. ILS is to Rizzo and in as well. Yeah, we'll do the ILS. And final, right? MDs. Oh, coming in from that way. Okay. Add it to our route. So we are going to, from RAMRD, go up to the Rizzo and then in on the ILS. So over here, I think we go to arrival, approach, ILS, I hate that there's no execute. All right. Now let's see, page 2. Yeah, 58 miles. Okay, so we've got the star in there now, or the arrival plate. By the way, folks, there is no tower. Common traffic 122.8. Okay, perf. Climb, cruise, descent. Okay, so we're going to be shooting for a 121 approach speed. Ad Air, how are you? Welcome aboard, sir. Glad you came in. Gave me a chance to catch that also, and put my prediction in. All right. But yeah, welcome aboard. It's going great. Flight number 2 here, 50 miles from top of descent. And I'm going to confirm that here. What's my initial? Aruzo at 4,000. So 41 times 3. Plus 10 will give us, ooh, it's about 133, excuse me, out. All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this out again because that makes it so much easier. Okay, and then all right, let's go ahead. I see top of descent painted on my screen. We're going to go a little early with it so that way we can make sure we do things more properly than we did on takeoff. But anyway, you kind of saw how fast we can get folks way up here. We were at Mach 0.90. So, yeah, you can see some here. A second. Just seeing what all worked on it. Okay, may have to look into getting this changed out. Oh, I just messed up one of my wing views. Ah, much better. And then when I need it, all I gotta do is tilt down. Cool. Much better. All right, so we're coming down. We're at 37. Let's see how we're doing. All right, let me look at my chart one time. All right, and what's the wind like here? Okay, we may actually have a runway change. Yeah, if y'all didn't see that, 270. That puts 23 square in the crosshairs for the landing, not 5. I'm going to go ahead and set up. That's an RNAV. All right, let's get over to perf data. Perf. Send. All right, so we're going to have to change. So, All right. Real quick, folks, while we're in the descent, let's do this arrival here since we changed. All right. All right, so the AWAS, which is your weather, would be on 121.025. Louisville controls the approach here. Addington, Unicom, is 22.8. And then we're on an RNAV now. Final approach course from Jexed into the runway is 240. Actually, it looks like we're slightly displaced. LNAV MDA is 1360 or 584. Now, I know I can set this. I just got to remember how. Okay, another place. Oh, I can't remember when I saw it. $580. All right. So we left off LNAV's MDA is 1360. That's what it'll say on your altimeter. 584 on your radar altimeter. That's gonna show up. I'm not actually sure where that shows up here. If it's above here or in the artificial horizon itself. Then you see the elevations. Missed approach is straight ahead almost to Rizzo, which is, oddly enough, the initial for the ILS. Okay, it's an RNIP approach. All right, again, we're going to go Zomda 2500 now. How far out are we? Yeah, I'm going to ease up just a tad here. Okay. All right, from Zomda, 2,500 feet to Jexta, then down to Woots at 1,300 feet. We don't see the runway, it's a go-around. Otherwise, in we go. Descent angle will be about a 650-foot drop. So this should read in that vicinity. Does it have the times? No. Okay, Pappy's on the left, so when we're able to see Great, reels, and we're good to go. Let's see, 1 3/4 and 584. So we're good to go all around with the weather. All right, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this. I know I have. It's been quite learning, as always with this plane. So let's get charts out of the way, and let's get set up for the final portion of this flight. Flying Greenland? Hey, welcome from Greenland. Didn't catch you there when you came in. Sorry about that. We're about 6 minutes out, though, and into the clouds we go. All icing is, I hope. Sure is. All right, here we go. All righty. So we're about 6 minutes, and time to slow down. Okay, let's get some lights on. Now, as you can tell on the speed gauge here, folks, we can actually extend flaps 5 if we want. We're going to keep them till we get a little closer. Keep things stowed here. Also, honest, I don't know how to set speed brakes here for, or spoilers for landing. Yeah, that's kind of reassuring. We broke out of the clouds a little bit. Let's get a little power in. All right, we're leveling off at 3,000. Wondering if we're going to get pinged. Okay, we're about to make the turn, and then I'll go to, we'll see. Elizabethtown traffic citation November 750 X-ray pop on the RNAV for runway 24. Correction 23. Correction 23 for Elizabethtown. I think I got the runway right there. I gotta run. And Elizabethtown runway in sight, landing 23. A nice little approach here, folks.
Minimums 500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. All right, welcome to Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Okay, the boot started here.
All right. Again, folks, that was a fun flight, even though very squirrely on the takeoff again. All right, let me pull up my chart, see where we're headed. Straight ahead. Hope y'all enjoyed this citation run. Not sure if maybe I need to fine-tune the responsiveness of the controls or what needs to happen here. Because, I mean, look how touchy it is. I'm just barely moving the stick. So, that other things. But overall, this is a nice, always is nice to fly, folks. This one. Nope, can't park there. Good. Now we'll go to the ramp where the king air is. And yeah, folks, I did call the police. They are waiting for you when you deboard. So, you don't believe me? See? Behind the fuel tank right now. Wonder where they would park us. All right, folks, we have arrived. All right, so over to here. Get all the anti-ice off first. Okay, we'll get on the generator. Right, and over. Get that taxi light. And let's see, what else do we... Okay, and All right, we're ready to shut them down. Now, this gets a little tricky like startup. Should be able to shut them down right by pulling these up. And they should be spooling down. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Had a little sneezing fit there. Didn't want to sneeze in your ears. All right, we are shut down. Let's get those people. And there we have it, folks. Welcome into Elizabethtown for the fish fry. Be here for the week. Next week, we'll find another place to go to, and we'll try the citation out to it. Hopefully get a little better at this plane. All right, speaking of which, actually turned in a pretty decent landing. Must have been one of the bounces. All right. Okay, so up here is our flight. It finished out for us, which is good. We didn't have to do it. Quick view of the details shows what we did. Landing 1.8, so we did thump the runway a little bit, but 275 feet worth. Again, like I said, I think that's recorded off one of the bumps. Landing-wise, short. Okay. 6,000 foot runway. Is it bad to be short? Nope. As long as folks, honestly, and this is not a precision runway. That's why you do not see the hashes. Now, if I come down here, you will, because this is a precision ILS approach. So that's the difference. Now, granted, an RNIP is technically, in my book, precision, but my book doesn't count. All right, so we landed 930 feet down the runway, 12 feet off the center line. Now, in a little itty-bitty plane like this, that's not bad. In a 737, Airbus or bigger, that can be problematic. Good thing is 100 foot wide, so we got a little bit of room to wiggle. Not much. So, overall, looks like a good landing. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. All right, folks, and I am going to now just make sure we're the only, yep, we are. We're going to disconnect from VATSIM. And second. All right, and what we're going to do, button it back up since they're off, we're going to go take a look at this and see how we did. Right? Flight replay. Again, those of you with MustFuss, oh, we're doing good. Just got to get it to a good point. About right there. Anyway, those of you with MustFuss, my apologies. But anyway, what you would have to do to be able to do this is get a program, download it. I don't know if you pay or not for it, folks. I don't have MustFuss, so I've kind of, when I was able to break free with X-Plane 11 with the new computer, I said bye-bye to Microsoft completely. So, So that's the deal there, folks. But with that program, if you start it wherever you started on your approach, you can back up to that point. Now, what we can do in X-Plane, since it comes with the software of X-Plane, I can go all the way back to when we booted up and watch this whole hour and 40-minute, I think it is, flight. All right, so let's go. Yeah, that was a bit on the rough side. All right, yeah, I think it was a bounce in there too. Let's watch it again. I don't know what it recorded. That does not look like, you know, that kind of looks like our approach into Dublin as recorded. I mean, it recorded 400 something feet a minute, and folks, that really didn't look at this, did. So, like I said, I don't know what's, you know, what makes that call. Let's see what it looks like from inside. Yeah, there's a good thud. Welcome in. It's my way of waking up the cabin. Wow. I mean, overall, I can't really complain. I mean, hey, it's a good landing, folks. We walked away from it. Uh-oh, come on. Don't get in the way of those red and white things. I think they are. Last look, folks, and then we'll call it a day. Folks, well, you know, let's face it, it was, you know, for the most part, a pretty good day. Good flight. Not much to complain about on this one, folks. Really. Flight into Dublin was great. Flight into here was great. Little rough on the takeoff for the Citation. But overall, really a good flight. I hope you all have had a great day. God bless you all. We will see you next week. I have not worked on next week's schedule. That's why you don't see it below in the About section. But if you come to our Twitch channel over the weekend, I got to work 48 hours out at the firehouse anyway. I'll try to come up with some streams for next week, or you can give me your ideas. But for now, folks, God bless you all. Have a fantastic St. Patty's Day. Be careful the whole weekend. Folks, we want to see you next week. We'll be back at it hopefully on Monday, and we'll see you then. So God bless you all. Have a great weekend. See you then.